Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're with DNS. This time we're in Spain. Dry qualifying, dry race. It was good to see. I was hoping it would be dry, so we can just get cracking. Here's the setup I'm using. I'm going to try and include this a bit more. So 411 wings with these mediums, and I'll go down to 3. 60-70 transition, you see the diff, etc, etc. High tire pressure is 8 ballast. Shout out to ILRT Lewis, who I grabbed this off in time trial. Really works well, because, you know, unfortunately with the patch now, making your own setup is completely pointless. You may as well grab one from TT. You know, that's literally how it works. And if you're not doing it, then you're not gaining the advantage. So you're losing out. Obviously, you need to try it, obviously. But here's my finishing lap with the mediums. Like really good exit out of their last chicane there. I'm using no TC for this again, and I'm going to try and use it for the race as well. 18.2 on mediums is a good time. Just 19 thousandths off of Bolt there in first. And my last run on the saw is a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the second to last corner, but it's going to be another decent lap. It's only a 17.5 on sauce, which was, I thought, fine. I thought, you know, doing that lap with no TC, I thought there wasn't a ton more I could do with it. So you see Scuba there grabs pole at the end. So there's P4. Happy enough with that. I'm on softs. The preferable tyre to be on. Matt actually DNF'd. He had an accident coming out of turn 9, and that's going to put him at the back. So his race is going to be interesting to see. We're just going to change the strategy because we don't want to do a 2-stop, we want to do a 1-stop. So lap 13 or so will come in and fit the mediums, and they'll go to the end. So that's kind of all set, and now we can just look forward to get cracking with this one, see how we get on. So I was nervous about the start because no TC start is pretty rough, but as you can see, once we get away, as the 5 lights go out, it's actually a pretty decent start. To be fair, we're going to be under, not attacking from in the front, but we're definitely not going to be under pressure from behind, as Dan and Kevin and Wesker back there as well. As we head through turn 1, there'll be a little bit of contact area with Sway, a little bit of desync. So I see Wesker's going to be coming up on my left hand side, so Wesker's had a cracking start on the left. And there you go, he moves back, and then we can just settle into this one. Really just 33 laps around Spain, just with no TC, just taking it nice and easy. Just, I would have been very happy with 4th in the race. I would have been happy with 5th, to be honest. I knew there was Dan, there was Kevin behind, there was Matt as well, making his way through the field as well. So lap 3, DRS has been enabled, or 1.1 behind Sway. I knew I was going to be in big trouble soon, because look at the straight line speed Dan has over me, even without DRS. Like, it was just, I was very worried. I was like, I'm not going to be able to keep this for very long, am I? Because once he's got DRS, how am I going to be able to defend this? Lap 3, Bolt's had an incident somewhere. He had a little mistake and put Sway in front. And we're going to try and follow through as well, but he sticks with it. So at the moment, there's a Toro Rosso 1-2 at the moment with Scuba and Sway. So they're looking pretty good. Matt had a lap 1 incident with, I think it was one of the Red Bulls, and he's made a piss off. Look at that, he's all the way back down there. Like, we're almost lapping him at this stage, so it's going to be a long race for him. But you see, thankfully, what this DRS meant, what this incident from Bolt meant, was that I had DRS on him, so I could keep ahead of Dan for the time being. That was a lifesaver, because I was definitely going to be overtaken by Dan for sure once that went. Lap 4, though, later lap 4, Bolt is going to get too much on that curb. You get too much on that curb, you're going to have it really unsettles the car, and there he goes. So he goes off, and we move up into 3rd. So all of a sudden we're looking at a podium here, which is actually pretty good. And you see the pace is actually good. Obviously Scuba's up the road and he's gone, but I mean, we're sticking with Sway here, which is actually pretty good. But however, I'm not quite far enough in front after the last corner, and Dan's going to come. I'm going to try and defend it, but I mean, like, it's futile, because like the straight's so long, and he's going to come through. Actually, no, he's not. I'm going to defend this one this time. So he does get close. Leave the space on the inside for 2, and there you go. Yeah, we keep that position for the time being. So it's this lap coming up, lap 7. Sorry, everything changes here lap 7. Sorry, everything changes lap 7 because the safety car comes out. Carl's out, and leave the session, and a safety car is deployed. It's the first safety car I don't know in how long. So I'm not sure you hear Matt in the background. Matt is delighted because he's back in this race now. I was debating on whether to pit or not. I decided I would, because I knew the safety car would be out for a few laps. So decide to pit. Sway and Scuba are pitching, so which means Sway is going to be held because he's the second car here. So we're going to be making up a position here. Mercandies is going to stay out. You can see him there. He goes pie. So there we go. Mediums. We jump Sway as expected with the hold in the pit stops for him. And we're going to merge in P3 with Mercandies yet to pit and not pitching under the safety car. So lap 9, the safety car is about to come in. It was so hard to get the tyres up to temperature. Just everyone, I think everyone's having trouble with it. So anyways, the objective here is to try and get by Merc as quickly as possible, because he's on older tyres, and it's just, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on behind me. There's Matt, there's Kevin, there's Bolt, there's Dan. There's a lot going on, so it's important for me to get this going quick. Kevin's on super soft, a little bit of contact there, and that allows Dan through. We're going to have the inside for turn 3. You're going to hopefully get this back a little bit on the grass. He used to back, look at that dirty air, just absolutely got him there. And I was hoping, maybe I should have had a little rook down here, but actually wasn't a look, rather, not rook. Actually wasn't close enough to make a move. Losing the back end a bit. The tyres are, honestly, it was very, very tough. It was, yeah, the tyres were absolutely freezing. It was very, very tough for this first lap, but have to kind of keep ploughing at it. Kevin there has got by, then he's on super soft, so Kevin looks like he could have made a really interesting strategy call with these softs, because he had to make another. I think most people were going to make another stop anyway. So we're just behind Merc here, but Kevin on the supers. Not much I can really do. I had a look down the inside of Merc, just want to see if I can get it done. But actually, Kevin does a really good job of following Merc, and I have to back out of that one. And there you go. He goes on through with the super soft and with the grip. Look at that. He's just able to, should be able just to nip through. So. Good lap there for Kevin on the supers, first lap to negotiate the traffic. But for myself, I want to try and get by Merc as quickly as possible. Scuba is a couple of seconds up the road already, so we have to try and get this done. No DRS yet after the safety car, not for a few laps left. We're going to need a rich and overtake to try and do my best. He's going to have the same, I'm sure, as well. Long straight. I'm not running a ton of wings here, to be fair, but I have to send this one down the inside. He leaves the space. We'll leave him the space on exit there through turn 2. And have a quick look back to make sure where he was, and we were through then. So we're back into P3 then, and we'll see then how we can get on then for the rest of this race. Lap 12, you see Dan is quite close, and this is the closest he's been coming out of a corner. And now I believe DRS is enabled now, so I'll pull over to the right hand side, but there's nothing I can do this time round before even the end of the pit lane. No, he's through, and now he's into third, and now Matt is right behind there. So Matt's been, again, this absolute safety. He's been absolutely bailed out with the safety car, but a 1 in a million safety car at that. But what did happen was I was able to keep within DRS of Dan. That helped me stay ahead of Matt, at least for the time being, with this DRS. So that was important. But lap 17, Matt's a little bit closer. I didn't really think to defend the inside here for turn 5. I'm not sure why, but I mean, I left too much space on the exit, and that was where he was able to get me to just stick a tighter line, and he goes through. So I'll have to look at that from now on, kind of defending that one a little bit better, because where Scuba got me as well, and TMC as well in Spain. So that was a bit, yeah, left that one a little open. Lap 21 is where things are going to change a lot. Just applied too much throttle heading out of this one. And yeah, no TC into the wall, lose the wing. Thankfully I'm right at the pit lane, so I mean, but the problem was, first of all, it took me by surprise that, because I had not done that in any practice session or anything beforehand. But you're going to see here, my plan was to go to the end of the race on these tyres. If you pitted lap 7 or whatever, 7 or 9, whatever it was, I think it was lap 7. There's only 43% on my mediums, like, and there's lap 22. I was happy to go to the end, and I was going to go to the end. Everyone else was going to pit. They had stated they were going to pit, and I knew they were going to pit. And so it would have been really interesting to see. I think I would have made it to the end, but so it was really frustrating for that to happen. But we're going to have to plough on. We're on softs. There's still some good points up here for grabs, because there's a lot of DNFs in this one. So we're 5 seconds behind Merc. We were 8 or so behind before the start of that lap. It was frustrating for sure. To lap 25, I had to just plough on though. You know, there's nothing else we can do. We're still in the race, luckily. Adam here is pitted and he's come out in the supers, and he's right behind. So I think, oh, great, I'm going to have to deal with this threat now. That puts us to the sixth, and honestly, I was thinking if I can salvage fifth here, that would be good. I think that'd be a good result despite everything. So, lap 26, Adam here is on supers. He's going to go for the move. I mean, a little bit of contact, but he's got the fresher tyres, the better tyres as such. But I knew, look, it's only lap 26 of 33. I knew this would eventually come back to my favour with you know, what am I trying to say? With the tyres. So Merck makes a mistake there, and we get through. So that's back into sixth. Then it's just a matter of then waiting for Adam's supers to wear off, and yeah, just have to keep at it because there's 6 laps remaining still. So have to keep at it. I'm still disappointed with the mistake, but you know, just have to keep going. Lap 31, just move on to him back within DRS. His tires are definitely wearing. I wanted to get this done as soon as possible because I knew he actually didn't have any penalties. So he left the door open, tried to go through. I got on the throttle a little bit too soon, and the back end kicked out a little bit of contact. I lost a bit of ground there as a result. But lap of 31 of 33, heading on to lap 32. I was a little bit close, a little bit messy, second to last corner, but just I knew I was a little bit closer this time around. I was like, I'm getting this one done. So we reel them in nice with DRS overtake, and Rich down the inside we go, make the corner, position the car nicely, and there you go, back into fifth, and that's going to be it for the race.
I didn't think I'd get second.
Everyone else ended up pitching in the end. Oh, a couple of things. Bolt retired in this one. Had an accident with Sway. Sway retired after that accident with Bolt, where Bolt went into Sway. So that was the other reason for a few retirements. So P5 then is going to be in the end not too bad. I do think second or a podium was definitely up for grabs today. I think I was definitely going to make that work. Whether I would have been in first for a bit, but I knew Scuba would have eventually caught me on the fresh tyres. He had a decent gap on us before I had that accident. I would have beaten Dan. I would have beat Matt. I don't know. Probably not. So I think a podium, because at least third or fourth was easily in the offing today. But that's it. A race complete with no TC is a race I'm happy with. I made the mistake, but was able to recover somewhat, and it's a little sad. But yeah, I mean, I can be happy with that. With no TC, I finished the race. I had good pace as well. I thought my pace was looking pretty decent, so I can at least be encouraged by that. And the consistency I thought was pretty decent as well. So 33 seconds behind in the end, and you add into the count rate the extra pit stop I made it to about 20 seconds. The wing change 7 seconds, and the accident itself maybe another 6-7 seconds. You know, we are looking at a top 3 result there. So, but not this time. Fifth place again, like I said before. If you give me fifth for the end, begin the race with Matt behind, with Dan behind, with Kevin behind, Bolt, well, it was in front actually, but I would have taken all that. So. That's it. Next up is Austria, so a track that's generally okay with no TC, so looking forward to trying to prove myself around that track and get another consistent result. So yeah, until next time. I'm just confused as to how I lost it at the last corner.